thumbnail change అవ్వచ్చు. So hi, good afternoon to all of you. సార్ ఒకసారి వాయిస్ చెక్ చేస్తారు. Yes, please check it out whether audio and video is clear or not. Then we can start some basic stuff. Then after we can go to that one by one chapters. Yes. Yes. I think we started the regular batch for December 2025 examinations. Okay, paper number 15, direct taxation and international taxation. Okay. So in this we have in two parts, section A and section B. So section A, exclusive direct tax laws, that is Income Tax Act 1961, and we have one more act in this, Black Money Act. Okay, in these direct tax laws we have two laws. The first one, Income Tax Act 1961, second one, Black Money Act. So okay, next, international taxation. Nothing but some chapters are classified as an international taxation chapters. Transfer pricing, DTAA, some chapters. So okay, don't try to remember any chapter names etc. I will teach you all the things, but just listen. Okay, so what is that expected weightage as per ICMA pattern? Okay, so for direct tax laws they are given 60 plus or minus 10 marks, and international taxation alone 40 plus or minus 10. And in DT, just directly I want to tell you, we have three chapters. One is in transfer pricing, not three also. I want to tell you two chapter names only in international taxation. One is in transfer pricing. So I think some of you already know. And second chapter, double taxation avoidance agreement. From these two chapters itself, definitely you will get 35 plus marks. Yes, in every attempt we can get 35 marks from these two chapters only. Okay, I think sir, you are saying these two are important. Directly shall we start with these two chapters? No, basics are important, that's why. So tax rates and all the things, if you learn, then you can understand these two chapters. Directly we can't start with the transfer pricing and DTA, but in exam oriented batch directly we can attack with any chapter also, that's okay. Okay, last attempt, I think already, June 2025 examination paper we have. From this we can verify whether we got a nearly 35 marks or not from these chapters or yes. You don't know anything, just for my satisfaction only I am proving these are all the things. Okay. Yes ma. And one more chapter I can add in international taxation, already, non-resident taxation. So if you added this chapter also, directly you can count it for that 40 marks. 40 marks. Okay, if you added this, normally these three chapters are representing always international taxation portion. If you added these three chapters together, you will get 40. But if you ignore this chapter also, you will get 35. We can count it down one by one. So this is one MCQ we got from the non-resident taxation. So CMA enter residential status, if you know, this is same thing. So they are asking, following companies are treated as resident in India or not. For this we need to learn about the POEM concept, place of effective management. So that we can discuss. How many marks? 2. And this is also non-resident taxation, 2 marks. Just okay, we can count it down. 2. And here we haven't 2. And this is also international taxation, non-resident mark, 2 marks. This is also international taxation, 2 marks. And this is a transfer pricing chapter, 2 marks. How many MCQs we have from these 3 chapters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 marks we have from these 3 chapters only. The most of the students will read all these 3 chapters day before going to the examinations also. But I don't know how they are executed their answers also. Okay, coming back to our discussion. Next, descriptive part. 70 marks we have a descriptive part. Now, in that, there is an 8 mark from the non-resident taxation. So, ditto question from our past examinations only. 7 mark non-resident chapter. Next, there is a transfer pricing question. 1 more 7 mark. There is a DTAA question. 7 mark. And these 2 directly from the transfer pricing chapter. So nothing but 7. So alone international taxation portion, if you observe that, I'm ignoring this. This is also transfer pricing only. But it is in case law based, I'm ignoring directly. It is also 7. You can count it on 7, 14, 21, 21 plus 7, 28, 28 plus 7, 35 and plus 7. 35 plus 7. Okay, I don't know. 40, 42 plus 10 marks MCQs. 52 only from these 3 chapters. Okay, I will teach in and out about these 3 chapters. Don't think about it. But remember, so direct taxation means some students are always preparing these direct tax laws like assessment procedures. So search and seizure topics, MAT. Okay, these all topics are important. So that's why normally in your institute material, they are given the weightage of 30 marks only, but always I am given 40 plus or minus 10. In the previous attempt, we got only 40 marks from these chapters. Around you can get 40 plus or minus 10 marks from these 3 chapters. Don't think about it. Next. So you know already question paper pattern. So okay, just I'm wasting my all of your time only. So you know all these things very well. But I want to tell you one example is there. Why you are telling these are all the things? Yes. So we have a question paper in 2 parts. One is in section A, section B. Section A always MCQs. So 15 MCQs, each and every MCQ for 2 marks, entirely 30 marks. Okay. Sir, please remember these MCQs we need to bubble in OMR. Sir, after examinations, I think 2 or 3 examinations after, many students are messaging. CMA final students are messaging me. Sir, I forgot to bubble the answers in the OMR, sir. I directly written that answers in that answer sheet, sir. You don't know. Okay, if you want, I will share that in your WhatsApp groups also, that screenshot of that messages. Because they are preparing and they don't know, they are attempting that first time for their examination. So for one student, cost audit and first 2 examination, he written that all the answers in answer sheet without bubbling the OMR. So he confident about the both group result also. So in law 26 marks he have correct answers. In cost audit 22 marks he have. Without that MCQs he can't clear his examination. But hope for the best. Okay, we are written the mails and all the things also, but no use also. Okay, don't think about it. So these are all the things we have to bubble in OMR sheet. Please try to remember. Next, section B. We have a descriptive part. How many questions we have? Question number 2 to question number 8. So from these, how many questions? 7 questions. We have a liberty to choose how many questions, ma'am? 5. Any 5 questions you can choose. So this is only the main part of the exam, sir. MCQs anyhow you have to bubble it. If you know, yes. Otherwise also you can throw any stone and you can pick any answer also. That's okay. But how to choose the choice and how to choose the questions from these 7 questions, that is only the important thing. In every question we have Second question, directly 14 marks, simple direct question. The remaining we have an 7 plus 7 or 8 plus 6 marks combination or 4 and any other combination also they can give. So totally we can get the question paper for 128 marks. Out of that you have to write it down only for 100 marks. And one more thing, sir, how to write the answers in that exam? Sir, shall I start only from this order? Not required. Directly you can start with the 8A. After that you can write 5B. After that you can write 3A. Anything also you can write it down. But on the top of the page you have to mention the question number 8A or 6B or 5B you have to mention. So it's over. Next. So what is our index first? So what are the chapters we are going to learn in these regular classes and what is it number of hours also? In last batch I taken nearly 210 hours for direct taxation. 210 hours. The reason, so I am written that all the things, that is only the output of these handwritten notes. In classroom itself I written these total things. Students also noted down the total points from their from the class itself. But now we have this printed version. I will give it to you. So we can learn all the things from these handwritten notes, and if any student purchases that online classes also, so these books will be posted from Monday onwards. Don't think about it, no need to write it on anything. If I am giving any simplified version of these handwritten notes again in that class, that alone you can write it down, that's enough. Now what are the chapters we have, sir? Okay, first we are going to start with the basic concepts. The many of the students are already know these basic concepts very well. But why we have to learn, sir? Yes, I want to tell you some more chapter names, ma. Yes, DTA, whether it is an important chapter or unimportant, important. Because we know already it is a forming part of international taxation portion. Every attempt we have 7 to 14 marks from this chapter. Double taxation avoidance agreement. What is the chapter name? Double taxation avoidance agreement. Okay, now, sir, for this, in this chapter we have a practical question. So in this we have to calculate the tax liability. How to calculate tax liability, sir? Instantly we need to know about the tax rates. So that's why basic concept chapter is very important. So in this we can learn the tax rates and surcharge rates and the rebate concept and the amended tax rate and the marginal relief concept and some basic stuff like average tax rate, maximum marginal tax rate, application of income, diversion of income, some concepts I will tell you. So I am not telling that any revisions are, just I am telling these are the concepts we have in that basic concepts. Pakka, every attempt we can get an MCQs from this chapter also, basic concepts. Next we have a written off income chapter. So these also we know from our intermediate level itself. We know already this, all the things from our intermediate level itself. But here we can get an MCQ from this chapter. Hardly we can spend 4 hours during the regular classes. Okay, if you are revising just half an hour is enough. It is very easy chapter. Then after, income tax authorities. Sir, now if I am telling that A category, B category, C category, then automatically now you can pick that A category chapters only. Now I don't want to reveal whether it is an A category, B category, C category. Regular class, everything is an important. While we are in that exam oriented revision batch, now on that time we can choose as an A or B or C also. But now all chapters are important only. Don't give any preference to that any chapter and don't ignore any chapter other. Income tax authority, sir, in my point of view, it is a generally C category. Okay, if your luck favors, they will give you 1 MCQ, otherwise 0 marks weightage in last 30 or 40 attempts. Okay, now okay, I think 3 days after I will start this income tax authority. You can take leave also. But in my point of view, it is a very important chapter. Why I will tell you. You know, in income tax authorities, like practically also in income tax officers, we have in various levels. Commissioner of income tax, assessing officer, joint commissioner, so CBDT. These words you know already. But who is a superior and who is a lower authority, who is an ordinate, who is a subordinate, what are the roles and responsibilities? These are all the things we can discuss in this chapter. But if you know this chapter, not automatically in our MCQ booklet, 10 to 20 MCQs you can solve easily. Otherwise, you have to remember, you have to by heart. Where in this place, we have to insert the JCITR, Joint Commissioner of Income Tax, or Additional Commissioner of Income Tax. You have to by heart it. So, not required. So, directly, if you know this, just hardly we can spend 1 hour to 1.5 hours for this chapter. Hardly 1 hour to 1.5 hours only, 4 pages in our institute material. So 4 or 5 pages from our material also. Easy chapter. So what is the importance of this chapter? This is a base for 6 to 7 chapters. Next. Wait. One minute. Next chapter, assessment procedure. So what is the importance of assessment procedure, sir? So normally in my CA final level, if I am hearing this name, automatically I will get heart attack also, many heart attack. So what is the reason? But I don't know what is the practical aspect. Okay, up to the return of income, I know. If you're filing a ITR, I know all the things. But what is the background work? How these ITR will be verified by the income tax department? All the things we can get an idea about it in an assessment procedures chapter. Assessment means normally verification. How ITRs are processed and how ITRs are verified by the income tax department. We can learn all the things in an assessment procedures chapter. Now, next chapter, search, seizure and survey. I think in many movies we can know about income tax rights, search, seizure, etc. Words we hear. But what is the practicality? I will tell you. Sir, you have some undisclosed income, simply block money. You are not at all filed the return of income. How? The assessing officer will initiate the search operation. After completion of search, some undisclosed assets are found. So that we need to do what? Seizure. That means we need to take the possession of that undisclosed assets. Next, for information knowing purpose, they can conduct the survey. Okay, we started one institution, we are not at all filed the return of incomes, whether the business is there or not. So they can come and they can verify that procedure only called as survey. Sir, after completion of search, always they can do seizure. Survey just for information gaining purpose, they can conduct the what? Survey. Who can conduct? What is the procedure? What is the duration? These are all the things we can do in that search and seizure topic. Next. I filed the ITR with the 50,000 tax. I filed an ITR, I paid 15,000 rupees tax. Sorry, 50,000. But after completion of an assessing office, after completion of an assessment, assessing officer asking the yes 2 lakhs tax. Sir, silently I need to pay this 2 lakhs tax. That is the difference 1,50,000. Do I need to pay? Okay. No, sir. You can make an appeal with the higher authorities. Generally, you paid 50,000 tax. From your side, all the things are correct only. But they are doing their some wrong calculation and they are asking the extra amount of tax. How much? 1,50,000. Now, you can make an appeal with the some appellate authorities, or so already passed order, we can do what? Revision. If any mistakes are there, that we can do rectification. And what is that? SC, Supreme Court Settlement Commission. What is that? Settlement Commission. Previously, I think 4 years back, we have a settlement commission. Now, that is not at all there in practical cases also. That is abolished. Sir, why you are inserted? I will tell you that 4 points only from these days. Settlement commission is no existence and all the cases are transferred to some more authorities. That point I will tell you. Settlement commission means nothing but if I have any dispute with the income tax authority, they will settle that cases. So that points only we have. But many students still they are following the 2016 syllabus study material. 2016 study material, I think old syllabus we have. In that syllabus, settlement commission is a very important chapter, weight is 8 marks. Still students are studying that chapter and they are asking doubts also. Remember the one point, ma, that is out, that is practically also removed, and we don't have settlement commission practically also and theoretically also in our syllabus. That is not at all there. So for that purpose only I inserted in these only. So that is an abolished from these date and pending applications and all the things can be transferred to some more authority. That points only we can discuss here. Now 7th chapter, advance tax and interest. Sir, normally CA final students, mostly they are writing the CMA final exams also. Up to now, whatever the chapters are starting 1 to 6, na, so they can easily write your examinations. With the CA final knowledge, they can write CMA final exams without any preparation. Up to 6 chapters. But the 7th chapter, always they will fail to answer only. The reason, we have an in-depth coverage is there in this chapter. In-depth. You can experience how much in-depth also while discussing the advanced tax and interest chapter. I will tell you all the things. Generally, you know one rule. If any income earned during the previous year, on that we are required to pay the tax in which year? E-assessment year. But that is lost to government only, because you earn that income in this year, but you are paying the tax in which year? Next year. In terms of time value of money, it is a loss to government only. Now what happened? So that's why in order to remove the time gap, they introduced the advance tax. No sir, you can pay the advance tax in the year of what? Earning only. During the previous year only, if you are paying any tax, that is only simply we can call it as advance tax. If you fail to pay that advance tax properly, you have to pay interest. So that what is that rules for advance tax and how we are going to calculate that interest, all the things we can discuss in the chapter. So definitely it is very important. The last chapter, collection, recovery, refund. So the most unimportant topic in our entire syllabus. If they are given 2 marks, otherwise we don't get any question also from that. Remember, collection, recovery, refund. Sir, I will tell you simple example. Sir, 50,000 you already paid, but how much they are asking, man? First, they will try to collect the difference amount from you. If you paid, they will collect. Otherwise, they will start the what, ma? Recovery proceeding. Example, they will send the notice to you for collection. If you are not at all paid properly, they will try to what, ma? Recover. Recovery means they will sell your asset and they can do what, ma? Confiscation of any assets also. Next, refund. I think most of the salaried employees will place these only refund. So don't think always collection and recovery. Some cases SC can get the what, ma? Refund also. So these are all the things we can get in this 8th chapter. Next, updated return. Yes, normally. Sir, how many years return we can file from? Now we are in the 21st January 2025. As on this day, can you file last 5 years returns? No. Can you file last 1 year return? Yes. 2 years return? Yes. Because of this updated return only. So a small concept, just 1 hour discussion only. One type of return they are introduced 3 years back. So that is only updated return. So that we can discuss. Now, 10th chapter, business restructuring and reconstruction. What do you mean by the restructuring, ma? Changing something. Reconstruction also changing only. Yeah, I will tell you. This is your capital gain chapter. So example I will tell you. Sir, if any amalgamation is happen. If any amalgamation is happen. I think you know demerger. Okay. As of now, I have a sole proprietorship concern. Now I want to change the sole proprietary concern to the company. Okay. Next one, I have an partnership firm. Now I want to convert this partnership firm into company. Yes, next one, I have an company, that means a private company or unlisted public company. Now these two things I want to convert it into LLP. Sir, can I write whatever I want here? No, no, no. Remember these five: amalgamation, demerger. Please tell. You can tell along with me also. Sole proprietorship concern converted into company. Partnership form into company. Next, private company, unlisted public company into LLP. These are the 5 business reconstruction or restructuring. Sir, in your accounting, you know what is that accounting treatment for all these things. But now we can discuss about what is a tax treatment. So, okay, if any amalgamation is happened, what is the tax treatment? If any demerger is happened, what is the tax treatment? If any reorganizations are happened, sir, can I write whatever I have? Sir, I have an LLP, sir. LLP is converted into, yes, sir, sole proprietorship firm. For this, we don't have any tax consequence. These 5 only, the recognized business reorganization. For these 5, we can know about that what tax consequences. So you have to remember these 5. Now I want to tell you. So please tell me along with me: amalgamation, demerger, sole proprietorship to company, partnership form to company, public company, sorry, unlisted public company, private company into LLP. So, okay, one more topic I will add. One more topic for this chapter I will add. Okay, you can pronounce. What is that, ma? Slums. These are only 6 concepts we have in this chapter. So to be honest, it is a capital gain chapter only, but in our CMA final level, they are classifying this chapter as a business restructuring and reconstruction, or simply in our discussion we can call it as a reorganization. Sir, I am not telling any topic, sir. Just I am giving the introduction. The many students are while revising or while learning the concept also, they can lose their interest because they don't know what is the importance of the chapter. So now, if any person reading this name itself, you need to know about what are the things we are going to learn in this chapter. That is only my objective. So, okay, business restructuring, reconstruction. Now I want to insert this in our capital gain chapter only, ma. We are going to learn these 5. So what is that? All the things we can discuss. Next, you know, under the most favorite chapter, next chapter, and you are already given choice in your intermediate level. So that is only the big barrier for me and big headache for me also now. So PCBP. Okay, if any Coimbatore student is attending for this class, now definitely they can get some feelings also can be hurted because of these wordings. I will tell you. Sir, last day, I think examination 1 month before, I went to Coimbatore for revision session. Okay, because they are requested. The many students are writing that mail to that ICMA Coimbatore branch. So that's why they contacted. So that is a general normal motive only. There is no profit motive for them also. They are booked the tickets and accommodation, etc. Okay, I go. So I have a plan for that nearly 6 chapters revision in 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. First day, on that occasion, I entered into that class. I started with the PCBP. PCBP revision time for me, I allocated 4 hours only. 4 hours, that is a morning session, 9 to 1. After starting the PCBP chapter, 30 minutes after that, okay, I understood the student feeling. They don't know anything. How can I revise? So nearly 12 hours revision I taken, not revision, 12 hours regular class I taken for that PCBP. So mostly I know in intermediate level, if you want to give that one chapter as a choice in your intermediate level, the most of the students will give, including me also, for PCBP. But in final level, always second question 14 marks is in PCBP question along with that math concept. So now you don't know, in regular class I will take PCBP 20 hours. So don't ask me, sir, I can give this chapter as a choice. It's up to you. If you given a choice, na, definitely that will be risky also, but learn the concept. It can be useful for others also. Regular batch 20 hours. EVO na, okay, EVO means freshers will come, that is also 20 hours because they are given the choice. Okay, remember PCBP is an normally we can discuss now. Next, sir, capital gains. To be honest, in your study material, you don't have PCBP chapter. You don't have any capital gains chapter also. You don't have income from other sources also. Still, they are given the questions. You know one thing, PCBP you don't have in your study material. Capital gains also you don't have. Income from other sources also you don't have. But PCBP is a very important. Definitely, we have to learn. Sir, why you are included these two chapters, sir? Why you are included these two? Remember, amendments. Because of amendment. For December attempt also, these are amendments only. Capital gains and income from other sources, these two also we need to discuss. Sir, in income from other sources, I think day before exam, I posted 13 minutes video. I think 30, I don't know, 13 to 20, less than half an hour only. In that, I discussed only 3 sections, one section MCQ, this one only. I don't know why I discussed this also. There is no research. To be honest, there is no research. At that time, I want to tell you, I want to tell this provision. So you can watch that the revision video also. After that, you can solve this directly. 2 marks MCQ. Sir, definitely I know, okay, some cases I know, okay, this may be tested as an MCQ or question. So these two are normally we can discuss, but next one, assessment of various entities. Sir, what do you mean by the entity? Can you give some examples? Company, partnership firm, LLP, these are entities only. How we can do the assessment? So in your intermediate level, you know assessment of an individual. Now, except individual, all the entities assessment we need to discuss. Assessment means how to compute the total income. So here we have a very important entity is nothing but what, ma? Company. For this purpose only we need to learn this PCBP chapter. Okay, first PCBP, then after assessment of various entities, all together we can discuss. Don't think about. Next, sir, one of the entity is nothing but trust, sir. One of the entity is nothing but trust, but I want to discuss the trust assessment as a separate chapter. So that's why I given the name as an what, ma? Separate. Assessment of trust, charitable trust. CA final, always 7 to 14 marks, important chapter. I started teaching for CMA final in 2021. From 2021 to, yes sir, 26, okay, almost 25 is over, just. We don't have any questions from trust chapter. 1 MCQ or 2 MCQs. But December 25 we can get. But December 25 we can get from the trust chapter also. Don't think about it. But we can learn all the things. Easy chapter. But if you are going for an interview, definitely they will ask from the trust chapter only. They know which is a difficult chapter, which we can leave as a choice also. They know, that's why. Next one. Tax planning, tax avoidance, tax evasion, tax management. Now, sir, 2 pages study material or 3 pages study material only we have. But always 14 marks we are getting from this chapter. I can challenge to that any faculty also, but okay, if they are extremely talented, that's okay. These 2 chapters, for these 2 chapters, definitely, if any faculty wants to teach the CMA final classes, they will purchase my classes, sir. What are the 2 chapters, sir? Business restructuring and reconstruction, tax planning. Definitely, they will purchase my lectures, sir. Or otherwise, they will ask directly also. I don't want to say names. Okay, if I say no, nothing will happen. Okay, ignore. Sir, example I will tell you, ma'am. Sir, one person have an investment of 50 lakh rupees. They want to start one business. So they don't have any idea about the business, nature of business, etc. Can you give any plan? That is only tax plan. Example I will tell you. Sir, they have a 50 lakh investment. definitely I will suggest go with the 35 AD business, specified business if you know. So we can get 100% of capital expenditure as a deduction. That's why from tax point of view, I can suggest the what ma? 35 AD. Any fertilizer business if you started, cold storage business if you started, you will get this deduction from tax point of view. You can give that as a tax planning. One more thing I will tell you. So they don't have any area restrictions. So that's why I can say easily you can start your business in the special economic zone area. Automatically they will get what ma? Section 10AA deduction. So okay, they can ask the tax planning in many areas. Example, I will tell you, in last MTP we have last MTP June 2025 MTP released or MQP, sorry, model question paper they released to ICM. In that they are given that one question, yes data, whether the lease is best or buy is best. So one question they framed, I think in your leasing decision, SFM we have. So you have to calculate the cost of lease and you have to calculate cost of buy. So whichever is less, you can suggest that. So one student asked in one group, one institute group, sir, in tax they are given that SFM problems. So that faculty also said that, yes, it is a printing mistake. The faculty also said that it is a printing mistake. So that is not a printing mistake. First, you have to refer your study material. It is a tax planning in the area of managerial decisions. Management has to take the decisions about whether the lease is best or buy is best. And one more thing we have. I have three options, 1 and 2 are 1 and 2 and 3 options I have. One is totally from the each option I want to acquire 50 lakh fund. For my business, I want to acquire how much fund? 50 lakh. So equity share capital is there, debt is there, as well as debentures is there, as well as loan is there. So I am given the different proportions. So which is the best? They are asking this one. I think many of the now also many of the faculties are saying it is a financial management problem. You have to prepare the financial management also for attempting direct taxation. That is not correct, sir. It is your tax planning chapter, tax planning in the area of capital structure. So very important chapter. We have a very in-depth analysis also we have to made in this chapter, and hardly we can take 7 to 8 hours. I will tell you in and out. Sir, many students are saying after listening my classes, they can say easily we can understand the paper pattern, sir. Because of these only. If I am not covering these two things, automatically you have to prepare the SFM leasing decision for taxation and the financial management capital structure, I think in your intermediate level, second group, I think. That also you have to prepare. Not required, sir. In your study material, clearly you have these are all concepts in our tax planning chapter. So that is one. Okay. Next, tax planning, including that one more chapter we have to discuss, GAR. One more chapter, GAR. GAR means General Anti-Avoidance Rules. Okay, don't think about it. I will tell you again. Okay. DTA means what, ma? Double Taxation Avoidance Agreement. Like we have an GAR, General Anti-Avoidance. Okay. I am underlining one word. What is that word? Tax avoidance. Sir, if any person is doing the tax avoidance, government needs to encourage or they need to prevent the tax avoidance. They need to prevent. For that prevention only, we have a general anti-avoidance rules. So generally they want to do that avoidance, but we have an anti-avoidance rules. What are the two concepts are linked, ma? Tax avoidance always linking with the which concept, ma? GAR. In order to prevent the tax avoidance, we have a general anti-avoidance rules. Now, sir, in GAR chapter, we have only one MCQ. Repeatedly, they will give. In our MCQ session also that is covered. So that is only given in that exam. Direct 2 marks MCQ, sir. Isn't okay. Now you don't know about that answer exactly, but after few days you can easily pick up the answer for this MCQ. Straight away, if you prepared very well, means nothing but if you are attending for the classes with that peace mode, automatically you can revise in your revision time also. Easily you can score 60 easy. But if you are skipping one class and attending for the 3 classes, if you are skipping the 2 classes alternatively, that is not at all correct. But try to listen, automatically you can learn. So next we have an equalization levy topic. Equalization levy means nothing but this similar like a TDS chapter only. I will tell you, we have just a small chapter, 1 hour topic only. Liabilities in special cases. I will tell you what are the special cases. I think you know some cash restrictions are there. What are the cash restrictions, If you are making that payment to any person, to certain extent only we can do in a cash. Other than that, we have to do in an electronic modes. That is only that special case. If you are violating that provision, what is a liability? Nothing but penalty. So a small chapter. Next, one act we have, sir, direct tax and indirect tax introduction, you know already. We have 2 types of taxes. Very direct tax one, indirect tax. Super. If I am asking the example for indirect taxes, you can say 2 things. What are the 2 things, Super. GST. Okay. Can I get an Can I get an examples for DT? Direct tax example. You can say only what, income tax. Okay. Previously we have a wealth tax that is now abolished. But now onwards, we have to remember we have 2 types of direct taxes. One is an income tax act. Year 19 super 1961. Next, another one, Block Money Act, year 2015. 15. Note question chepakara. Okay, 2015. Sir, remember, now we have to learn this Block Money Act. Sir, act means I think you have some fear feelings also, sir. Income tax itself, it is a voluminous only. Again, we have a Block Money Act. 4 pages study material content. Every attempt they were given the 2 to 4 marks. Small chapter, don't think about it. It is a very easy chapter and funny chapter also. What is it? Block money. Next, most unimportant topic, dispute resolution committee. If any dispute is there, how they are resolving the dispute. 1 page only, easy chapter. You can easily check that how many pages of content we have. So 2 pages, generally that is a 1 paper. Don't think about it. Next, DTA is a very important chapter, double taxation avoidance agreement. I don't want to give that any introduction. After that, we can discuss. Non-resident, advance ruling, transfer pricing. Yes, So what are the 4 chapters, DTA, non-resident, advance ruling, transfer pricing. So these are the 4 topics are main components of international taxation. Sir, can you give that international taxation chapter, sir? I want to note it down separately for my preparation. Yes, you can note it down. What are the transfer pricing, advance ruling, non-resident, and DTAA GAR chapter also. These are only the 5 chapters are international taxation. So what are the chapters? GAR, DTAA, non-resident, advance ruling. Just see the page numbers of an advance ruling. How many? 2 pages. Okay, inclusive if you are counted, maybe 3. 3 ra, 318, 319, 320, total 3 ra, not 2. Okay. In the last exam, after completion of exam, I called to the one student. I asked, sir, advance ruling question you attempted. Sir, advance ruling questions are not come in that exam, sir. How can I attempt? First you have to read that question paper properly. This is an advance ruling question only. They are given 2 marks. That means every question, totally altogether, they are given 7. Okay, expected weightage for these, on an average, how many marks? 2 marks. They are given direct question from advance ruling. You don't have any energy to read that question paper properly. CA final advanced ruling having that a lot of provisions. In CMA final we have an just 3 pages content. With the 3 pages you can score 2 marks. Now, so penalties and prosecution, but in the last attempt they are given the bouncer from the penalties and prosecution. Every time they are given the questions directly, but in penalties we have 10 or 20 important section numbers. From that only usually we can get. But in the last attempt, they are given one question directly from the known section, one question from the corners. So I will show you at MCQs 2 things. Third question. Even after the completion of examination, I also searched an answer for these MCQ. Okay, there is a corner MCQ they are given, and next there is a direct MCQ. This is an easy MCQ. Penalty is also important. 2 MCQs they are given from penalties chapter. Clear? Okay. Penalties and prosecution, you know. ICDS. What is the full form, bro? Income, computation, disclosure, standards. Similar to your accounting standards only. So we have an ICDS, nearly 10 ICDS. Standards we have 10. Simply we can close the 10 within 5 to 6 hours. We can do some problems also. Next, these 2 also not in our syllabus, but I want to discuss. What are the 2? Chapter 6A deduction, TDS and TCS. In Shikhara tutorials telegram group, one student posted the message after taxation. In order to do that, CMA final examination related to DT, we want to know about the inter-syllabus basic stuff also. The reason, how you can calculate the total income of various entity, calculation of gross total income, you have to reduce chapter 6A deductions. How you can calculate tax liability after reducing chapter 6A deductions only. And okay, some of you know already, some of you don't know, ignore. Now I'm an individual, I have 2 options. One is I can follow 115 BAC, that is a default tax regime, or either I can follow the what NAR. Which one is best? Okay, I will provide all details. Can you suggest me which one is best? Easily you can suggest. Both the alternatives, tax liability you can calculate, whichever is lower or higher. From department point of view, they will not ask like that. They will ask from the SSC point of view only. That is only tax planning. Yes, tax planning. Every attempt 3A, 3B, that is only the question. 3A, 3B. But I don't want to follow the trend, sir. That means again maybe they can ask the different question in the place of 3A, 3B. They are given individual. They are given some basic details. They are asking total income please compute, tax payable please compute, and suggest default or normal, which one is better. How many marks? For this question, what is the key role? Chapter 6A reductions only. For this question, what is the key role? Chapter 6A. Because if you following the section 115 BAC default tax regime, chapter 6A deductions are not available. If you following the normal regime, these chapter 6A deductions are available. For that purpose only, I already given in chapter 6A deductions, TDS and TCS, handwritten content. Many students are asking that, sir, why you are not discussing the problems relating to these 2 chapters? Not required. Capital gains and income from other sources also, I don't want to discuss any problem, because these are not in our syllabus, but in order to understand the further chapters, we have to get a knowledge. So last attempts also, 1 or 2 MCQs also we can get from these chapters. That's why these are all 29 chapters we have to discuss in detailed manner. Along with that, each and every workbook question also we can solve. Sir, how many questions we have in our workbook? Do you have any idea? Okay, I think you. Compilation of past examinations, these are all the things we have nearly, yes sir, 350 plus questions we have, theory questions or practical, whatever it may be. These are all the things I will solve in the class. So solve means nothing but similar models I can explain directly. The new models I will tell you. Yeah. Next. There is no that is order also. We can start one by one chapters and we can complete one by one. So now we can start with the basic concept. As of now we discussed only chapters names. Don't try to remember that all the chapters are not required. So but international taxation we have 5 sets of chapters. What are the 5? GAR, transfer pricing, DDAA, non-resident taxation and advanced. Weightage is a very huge weightage we have for that 5 chapters, remember. Now, so directly I want to start with the basic concepts. We have a nearly 50 minutes left. That's why I want to start with the basic concepts chapter. So we can try to complete some portion of the basic concepts. Don't try to write it on anything, not required. Normal stuff only. So in this basic concept, first I want to cover the first point, power to levy the taxes. So generally in India, who are levying the taxes from the public? Monday we can dispatch the books to that all the students. Already ready, DT books printing also done and ready, we can dispatch. Government. Okay. Sir, who are given the power to government for collecting the tax? Okay, super. How you know, right? Okay. So that's why I want to write it on all the things. Right? Okay. Remember, Constitution of India. So given the power to collect the taxes. Can you tell me for whom they are given the power? Government. But in Constitution of India, we have an article number. In Act, we have an sections like that. In Constitution of India, we have an article numbers. Sir, how many article numbers we have? Not required. Not required. How many article numbers we have? And what is that article 1, article 2? Not required. In this discussion, I want to tell you 2 article numbers. MCQ important only. One is on what, 265. Another one is nothing but what, 246. Try to remember these numbers, 265, 246. What is a 265 says? Any idea? If you want to collect the tax, simple form. If you want to collect the tax in India, definitely you need to get a support from law. Otherwise, you can't collect the tax. I already told, yes, in income, in direct taxes, how many examples are there? One is an income tax. Second one, block money. For these 2, we have an already laws. Income Tax Act 1961 is a law. Block Money Act 2015 is a law. We have an GST laws. We have an customs laws. If you want to collect the tax in India, always you have to get a support from law. So that is only article number 265. Okay, that is only they are given in negative words. No tax shall be levied or collected except by authority of law. Second one. Second article number 246. 246 is saying that how to frame the laws. How to frame law. Here they are highlighted the law. So now government having the thought of, sir, how to frame the laws? Simple. Central government, state government have a power to make laws regarding the tax collection. Income tax law, GST, customs related, these are all laws are framed by whom? Either central government or state government. Okay. In state government, how we can frame the laws? Assembly. State government. State government means nothing but assembly. In assembly, we have an MLAs. So that MLAs all together, based on voting, they can frame the laws. First, they can introduce the bill. Example, I will tell you. I think DISA case is there in Telangana. On that occasion, so they proposed one bill. That bill got assent in that what? Assembly. Automatically, that is converted into act. So in the same level, parliament also is there in central. MPs will be there. They can frame the laws relating to whole India. So both the central government and state government have a power to make the laws. Now, I want to go with the 246 article number. So just Constitution of India, if you open, it is like a book only. If you open that, yes ma, you have a different article number 1, article number 2, like our sections only, you can open article number 246. Within that article number 246, we have a different schedule. Please go with the what was 7th schedule. In that 7th schedule, they are given the 3 lists. One is a union list, state list, concurrent list. So generally, if you have enough time in the evening time, you can open that soft copy of Constitution of India. You can scroll it down to 246th article number. In the different schedules are there. Go with the 7th schedule. Within that, they are given the 3 lists. So first list is called as what, ma? You can tell me. Union list. Second one, state list. Third one, concurrent list. So name itself, they are suggesting that, yes, union means nothing but whom? Central government. State means state government. Concurrent means both. Now I will simplify these things. So just I opened a few years ago this Constitution of India article number 246 7th schedule. If you open that, under union list, many law names are there, like Central GST, Income Tax Act 1961. Already, as on this date, how many laws are framed by the central government? That list will be there in that union list. Under the heading of union list, they are given the many law names which were framed by the central government. In that, our entry number, in 1961, we framed that which act, Income Tax Act 1961, that entry number means nothing but, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, already they are given. So our entry number is what, 82. MCQ important. Entry number 82. Just imagine, if you are open the Constitution of India, articles will be there. Within that article number 246, we have a different schedules. If you are open the different schedules, we have a 3 list. Within the 3 list, state government, central government, concurrent list will be there. Can you tell me central government framing the different laws, but Income Tax Act 1961 entry number is what, 82. So state list also nothing but AP or Telangana, Tamil Nadu. If any other states are framed the laws, so that will be covered in which list, state. Combinedly, if any law framed, that having the place in the what, concurrent list. Now, next one. Sir, how many article numbers we have to remember? The summary 2. One is an 265 first, remember. That is only the main section. You have to get a support from the law if you want to collect the tax. But 265 supporting section is what, 265 article supporting article is 246. They are giving the help. Okay. They are asking the law. How to frame the law is resolved by the 246. Now, components and the sources of income tax law. Example, I want to become an expert in that income tax law. How can I become the expert, sir? Alone, if I am reading the Income Tax Act 1961, can I become an expert? No. If you want to learn few things about that income tax law, what are the components and what are the sources you have to refer? What are the components and what are the sources you have to refer? The first component, Income Tax Act 1961. Second, you have to read this act with the rules. Third one, annual finance act. Next one, circulars, notification. Next one, case laws. Now, each and everything we have to learn now. Why? In future, if I am saying anything about the rule means nothing but, yes, you have to understand about the rules. In future, maybe as per the circular number, as per the notification number, if I am referring that, yes sir, you have to remember this discussion. So one by one we can discuss how many components or sources we have. 5. First one, Income Tax Act 1961. Second one, Income Tax Rules 1962. Next one, Annual Finance Act. Next one, Circulars Notification. Next one, cases. Now, Income Tax Act 1961 background I want to take. Sir, it extends the what ma? Whole of India, including Jammu and Kashmir. Here only the student can do mistake. What is that act name ma? Income Tax Act 1961, but it came into force 1/4/1962. Important. So, but not in exam point of view, but you have to remember it. So, in our institute MCQ, we have this also. Next, how many sections we have? 298 sections we have, and how many schedules we have? 14 schedules we have. Every point is an MCQ point only, you have to learn. Next, coming back to the rules. Income tax rules 1962. Sir, why we need rules? Any idea? Example I will tell. One example I will tell you. After that, you can understand what is the importance of rules also. To be honest, your confidence can be increased by way of learning the new things generally. Anyway, sir, how can I decrease your confidence, sir? If I am talking any unknown thing to you, definitely you can lose your confidence. So maybe in your office or in your interview also, they can kill your confidence by using these words only. Okay, example 40A subsection 3 ma. I know you don't know anything about this section because it is involving in PCBP chapter. Okay, you don't know anything. Generally you know, but theoretically you don't know this section. Okay, remember. If you want to make the payment in cash exceeding how much amount ma? 10,000. So clearly provision says that more than 10,000 if you want to give in the form of cash to any others, that is not permissible. You can give in an electronic mode. Sir, but now I am doing that in a cash mode only. Example, 25,000 I am making the payment to other person in the form of cash. Now, in that they are saying entire this amount is treated as what ma? Diesel. Example, sir, my entire institute income normally 10 lakh income per annum. I have a 10 lakh income example. So from the 10 lakh, I have some expenses also. That is in fees collected 10 lakh. Some expenses are income. What are some expenses? Are simply rent, electricity, yes, any other maintenance expenses. Within that, all the things you have to check this provision. These payments, if exceeding 10,000, you have to do in an electronic mode. If you are doing in cash, that is treated as what ma? Diesel. Example, rent every month I am paying the 40,000. That 40,000 I given to that owner in the form of cash. So that's why in my business that is treated as allowable expenditure or disallowable ma? Disallowable. While you are calculating the PCBP, that amount you have to what ma? Disallowable. Section saying these things only. Okay, but now I haven't done. So I am going to one tribal area. I want to purchase the agriculture commodity. Sir, if I am giving the check to them, they will accept the check? No. So I went to fish market. I am asking okay, nowadays all are accepting the Google Pay or Phone Pay. Ignore that. Generally, if you are applying, if you are purchasing the huge quantity, and if you are giving that account to pay check, account to pay demand draft, yes, they will not accept. So practically, the section implementation may be difficult in certain cases. For that cases, they are released that what ma? Rule. What is the rule number? 6DD. Rule 6DD introduced. Even though the payment exceeding 10,000 in cash, It is allowable in how many exceptional cases, ma? Nearly we have 14 or 15 exceptional cases. In that 14 or 15 exceptional cases, you can pay that amount more than 10,000. Now, can I ask, for implementation of act properly, we need to get a support from rules. Sir, without these rules, can you implement this section? No, few objections will be there. That's why, who can frame these rules? That is an important. CBDT. Sir, who framed act, ma? Central government. You know, already we have Income Tax Act 1961 in which list, ma? Union list. That means central government frame. But rules can be framed by whom, ma? CBDT. Central Board of Direct Taxes are framing the rules. Sir, what is the purpose of the rules? Clearly given. These are the step-by-step guidelines for implementation of Act. In Act, we have a section that is in 40A subsection 3. For implementation of this section or Act properly, we have in which rule, ma? Rule 6D. Are you understood, ma? Whenever there is a difficulty in implementation of one section, automatically the CBDT will release the what, ma? Rules. In Companies Act also the same thing. In any act also, after releasing the act, in the next year, they will come up with the what, ma? Rules. After releasing only, they can know about the difficulty in implementation. So regarding that, they will release the what, ma? Rules. Clear? So simply with this example, you can write this point. Shall we stop or shall we continue? I will continue. You can take a break if you want. Okay. Now, how many points are over, ma? Income Tax Act 1961 related discussion over. Income Tax Rules 1962. Okay. After completion of this second concept, I will give a break. Don't think about it. Okay. Annual Finance Act. Sir, Income Tax Act 1961. I think year is nothing but what, ma? 1961. So, it came into force on which date, ma? 1/4. 1/4/1962. Long ago. Now we are in 25. Okay. Sir, how we can apply the same act for present situation, sir? Rupee inflation rates are changed, tax rates also we have to change now. So that's why every year we have to amend this act by using that what, ma? Annual Finance Act. Every year. That's why we are representing with the annual. Now, you know, in few years ago, we have an cryptocurrency, bitcoins, that is a trend only. So many persons are earning that amount or losing the amount also by using that digital items like bitcoins and cryptocurrencies, etc. Now, in the next year, government proposed some tax treatments for that gains or losses in case of what, ma? Cryptocurrency. So that means in 1961 cryptocurrencies are there? No. No, that is a valuable item. Many persons are gaining some amounts also. Now we want to give the tax treatment for that item. So how we can introduce the changes, ma? In 1961 by using annual finance. Annual means every year. Now I will tell. In Parliament, we have an Union Finance Minister, Central Finance Minister. So they have a gang also. Gang means nothing but team. You know one thing, budget, normally it is a sensitive information or it is a non-sensitive? Sensitive information, simply. If I know earlier itself what are the changes can be made, easily I can escape from the tax liabilities and I can make investments in a proper manner. Who are involving in the budgets? Only the politicians? No. Background team will be there. So, who are involving in a budget, the drafting of that budget, etc. So, they don't have any connection with their homes nearly for 3 to 4 months also. You know that fact? So otherwise, easily in your relatives or friends or any other person also easily they can grab information also. So that is a restriction they have. But no problem, that is not a big issue. Now I will tell you. So the team will draft all the proposed changes we need to make. Example, cryptocurrency. Now, any other issue is there. For that, what are the changes we have to make? That is only called as what ma? Finance bill, not act first. They want to make these changes in the Income Tax Act 1961, so that all these things are called as what ma? Finance bill. Can you tell me who needs to introduce the finance bill ma? Yes ma? Union Finance Minister in the both the houses of Parliament. So first introduced by the Union Finance Minister. Sir, if that is passed by the both the houses of Parliament, can you tell me what do you mean by the both the houses of Parliament? Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. So that members automatically, that is approved. After getting the assent, means consent from the whom? President of India. Now that bill can be converted into act. Now that bill can be converted into act. So now next. Sir, because of this Finance Act, we have an amendments every year to which Income Tax Act as well as other laws also. Sir, as of now, you know, in DT, IDT only we have an amendments because of what ma? Finance Act. But other laws also can be affected some extent. But mostly Income Tax Act 1961, another one is in GST. Next, indirect taxes. Now, for present examinations, can you tell me what is the Finance Act ma? 2024. Many students are asking, sir, 25 budget already passed. In February 25 budget already passed. But for our December examination, can you tell me what is it? December or June? June already gone. For December 2025 examination, Finance Act 2024 only applicable. So what is the previous year we have to mention in our questions? 24-25. What is the assessment year? 25-26. Now I want to tell you. Many students are registered for June 26 also. Some students, many also. So first I will tell you this Finance Act 24. Then after I will give a separate material with the proposed changes and I will teach that amendments. And many students are asking, sir, will direct tax code is applicable? Direct tax code will not applicable for next two attempts. That means June 26 and December 26. We don't have any applicability of direct tax code. 27 we have now. For that we have a direct tax code. Okay. Like every year we have an amendment by using the Finance Act. Like that also we have in June 26 and December 26. But now we are in the December 25. For December 25 attempt, which Finance Act is applicable? Finance Act 2024 only applicable. Who are going to write that examination in December 25, this classes and material is on. Who are going to write their examination in the upcoming two, that is June 26 and December 26, for them amendments will be there. Not huge amendments, sir. Some amendments will be there that we can discuss and I will release the updated material also in the month of January. Okay, now what is the previous year we have to remember? 24-25. What is that assessment year we have to remember? 25-26. Now you can tell me, if I am asking about the annual Finance Act, it is an every year Union Finance Minister introduced the bill in the both the houses of Parliament. If that is passed by the both the houses of Parliament, after getting the assent from the President of India, that can be converted into Finance Act. Can you tell me, every year because of this Finance Act, we have changes or amendments in the Income Tax Act as well as other laws. So present Finance Act for our examinations is what ma? 2024. Now, next component we have to learn about the circulars and notification. Very important. What is that? Circulars and notification. Shall we start? Sir, general meaning of circular. Do you have any idea? Passing some information. Passing some information to others. That is only correct. You can read now. So rules can be released by whom? Rules can be released by CBDT. Circulars, CBDT only. First point you can refer, ma. Circulars released by whom? CBDT. Sir, what is the use or what is the purpose of circular? Any idea? Clarification, simply example I will tell you. Circular number 13 of 2021. In the year of 2021, they are given the number of circular. One circular I taken as an example, circular number 13. Sir, on that occasion, they introduced the new section of TDS 194Q. In our syllabus, we have in TDS chapter, I will tell you. But upon that introduction of this section, the many purchasers are having the doubt whether this section is applicable for me or not. That's why they are given the clarification by using the issuance of the circular. Example I will tell you. Sir, in 194Q section, they are given the threshold limit of 10 crores, etc. They are given. So, how to calculate the 10 crore threshold limit? I didn't understood this properly for applying these TDS provisions. Many SSCs having the doubts on that occasion. So, that's why they are releasing the cases. They are releasing the examples in order to clarify the doubts over the what ma? This section. Yes. What is that purpose ma? Purpose to clarify the doubts regarding the scope and meaning of the provision. If any person having the doubts about this, sir, normally if they are given that clear-cut clarity in that act itself, no need of circular. They are given the direct information, but public at large, many SSCs having the doubt. Now they will come up with the what circular. So, is there any limitation on circulars? No. Time to time they can release. Whenever it is needed, they can release the circulars. So now, just I will try that. You can try on your own, time waste only. If you are open that income tax website, that is an normally e-filing portal, in that you will get the circular one by one. You will get the circulars. Circular scrolling will be on tax website. Don't read that, just generally, time to time, that means regularly or frequently they will release all the things. Now, sir, who can bound by these circulars? Department. Because Central Board of Direct Taxes are issuing the circular, automatically who needs to follow the circulars? Department. Next, I will give you one example regarding this point at the end of the chapter, but try to remember. Sir, I am not at all purchasing any goods, sir. For me, this circular is applicable? No. Sir, can you tell me who TDS provisions relating to purchase of goods? If you are purchasing the goods, maybe this circular can be useful for. I am a salaried employee. I am not at all purchasing any goods also for my business purpose. Sir, this circular is applicable or not? Not applicable. That means they are saying SSC can take advantage over the beneficial circulars. Sir, it is a beneficial circular for me. Yes, you can take an advantage and you can follow it. Otherwise, you can ignore it. But department mandatorily needs to follow these circulars. Example, ma'am. Yesing officer is there. Always they have to follow this circular. They are given some guidance. With regarding that guidance, they have to apply this formula or apply this circular for all SSCs. But next, from my side, that means SC side, if you are thinking, only one thing you have to verify. If you are purchasing the goods, apply the circular. Otherwise, you can ignore. Very important points too. Sir, what is the difference between rules and circulars, sir? Same only. CBDT only releasing the rules. Circulars also released by the CBDT. But only the difference for implementation issues. Example, implementation issues means what? This section can be implemented with a few exceptions only. That exceptions like are exceptions or any other things can be given in the form of what ma? Rules. Section itself you are not at all understood. That's why they will give you the clarification by using the circular. There is a huge difference between these two. Sir, one section introduced, but that is practically, sir, the many objections will be there. That's why they are releasing the what ma? Exceptions in the rules. That section itself not at all understood by the SSEs. Now they can give the clarification by using the what ma? Circular. Simple one thing. Between the circulars and the rules, circulars are for providing the clarity over the provision. Rules for the proper implementation of the sections. Both can be released by whom? CBD. Now, what is a notification, sir? Circular means passing information. Notification also, I want to give some information to you. Example, for this current situation, income tax due dates are extended or not, ma? Extended, you know already. How you know? Notifications only. By issuing that what ma? Notification. Sir, they can release circular for this due date extension. There is no doubt for us. If any doubt is there, for the doubt clarification, they can release the circular. For information conveying purpose, we are extended the due date, or we are extended for the tax, we are extended the due date for tax audit report. Like that, they can release the what ma? Notification. So remember, here important discussion is there. Notifications with respect to act, notification with respect to rules. Act related, who can release the notifications, ma? Central government. Rules related, CBD. Because rules framed by the rules framed by the whom, ma? That rules related notifications also can be framed by the act framed by whom, ma? Central government. So central government only will release the notification. Sir, why? To give the effect to that what ma? Provisions. I will tell you one example. In your PCBP, there is one section 35CCD. If you are doing any business like skill development, example, jobless persons can do the training under you. They can upgrade the skills also. For this, I am doing the business. Example, I taken one premises, I am installing the computers, I am hiring the staff also, I am given the training to that what ma? Unskilled person. Now government is given the deduction for you, that is 100% of the expenses can be allowed as deduction. But now directly can I take? No. For this section deduction, you have to follow guidelines and condition. That guidelines and conditions are not given in the section. That is given in that what ma? Notification. So first they will release the sections, sir. Further, if they want to communicate anything, how they can communicate, ma? By way of notification. You can verify notification bar 2013 in the year 2013. So they are given the guidelines and the conditions. Example, I will tell you. If I am saying anything to you, yes sir, reference ma, simply. If you want to take this deduction, you have to satisfy the guidelines and condition. Sir, how they are conveyed the guidelines to that all the SSCs ma? By using the notification. So this is only, but notifications are binding on what ma? Both SSC and department. Circulars only by department. Now, we can differentiate each and everything. It isn't difficult to understood. If you are listening for first time, don't think about it. Yes. Income Tax Act 1961, I think you don't have any doubts. It is a clear point. Rules related. Remember that example. What is that example? Cash. Sir, what is that main agenda for issuing the rules, ma? For proper implementation or proper administration of Act. Who can release the rules, ma? CBD. It's over. Now, Annual Finance Act related also you haven't clear-cut clarity. So proposed changes, all the things will be made as a bill that is introduced into the both the houses of parliament by the Union Finance Minister after getting the dissent from the both the houses of parliament and President of India. That can be treated as Finance Act. So every year we have an amendments. Present Finance Act for our December examinations will be Finance Act 2024. Now, circulars released by whom? CBDT. For what purpose? Clarification of doubts. So they are introduced one section TDS. Now I have a doubt whether section is applicable for me or not. For that purpose, they are given the circulars. Now, they want to give some information, some additional information to that all the SSCs are public at large. So related to Act, who can release the notifications? Central government. Related to rules, who can release the notifications? CBD. Clear? Now, what is that agenda? Sir, without these guidelines and conditions, so this section is useful? No. So that's why in order to give the effect to the provision, we are always releasing the notification. Sir, I want to start the skill development project related business. First, I need to refer the what? Guidelines condition. They will tell you the building area and building measurement, how many systems you have to install, how many human resources you have to take. If these guidelines and conditions satisfied, then only you can take this deduction. Now, sir, binding related. Who can bind over the circulars? Who can bind over on the notification? Both. Last point for today's session as well as sources and components of income tax law. What is that? Case laws. Simply we can call it as a judicial pronouncements also. Case laws or judicial pronouncement, etc. So one case law we want to take directly. Sir, how that agricultural activities will be carried on? On land. On land generally we can do what? Seeding, sapling, etc. That means yes seeding, sapling and all the basic operations we are carrying out the what? Land. Sir, if you want to cultivate any product, any thing, automatically all operations will be carried out on the land. But coming to the nurseries, how they are growing the trees on land or on trays? Trays, plastic trays and plastic covers are in the some vessels they are growing the plants. Now, sir, one practical case Soundarya nurseries versus income tax department. In Chennai, that Soundarya nurseries will be there. So in Tamil Nadu, sir, after that selling that plants from the nurseries, they are treating it as an agricultural income and they are saying it is an exempt under section 10 subsection 1. Because you know already agricultural income is always exempt from the what? Tax. From the point of view of IT department, they are saying basic operations, if you are carrying out the land, then I can treat it as an agriculture. But now it is not a agricultural income. So their point of view also agreed. Sir, if you are carrying all the things on the land, okay, we can say it is an agricultural income. But now you are carrying the basic operations on the some metals. Now, what is that point? There is a dispute between these two persons. Now they are going for that High Court. High Court given the judgment favorable to whom? Soundarya nurseries. So what is that High Court? The Madras High Court said that, remember, whether the basic operations are carried on that land or not on the land, that is an irrelevant to determine that agricultural income. Only one thing you have to check, whether growing activity is there or not. What is that activity we have to check? Growing activity. So definitely based on these case laws, in our locality also, nurseries are not at all paying any tax. If you are asking anything, simply they can show which case law? Soundarya nurseries case law. Okay, again, if you want to appear for the court also, who can win? SSC only can win easily. Example, these are that landmark judgments. We have some landmark judgments. One thing, judgments given by the High Court and Supreme Court also important in order to study that what ma income tax law. Remember what is that case law? Soundarya nurseries. What is that differentiations between that SSC and department ma? SSC is growing the plants on the vessels and the plastic covers, etc. So the basic operations are not carried on that land. So that's why department saying it is an business income, but SSC saying it is an what ma? Agricultural income. But in front of court of law, who won that case ma? SSC only. So because what is the reason? Growing activity is there na, that's enough to consider it as an agricultural income. Now, just three more things ma. Section 1 of Income Tax Act 1961 is short title. What is the short title for our act ma? What is the short title? Income Tax Act 1961. For our entire act, 298 sections, the 14 schedules, we have a short title, that is only Income Tax Act 1961. Applicability, any idea? Whole of India. Extent. Sorry, sir. Applicability means from which date? 1/4/1962. To which extent? Whole of India. Sir, in section 2, all the definitions we have. Section 3 is a previous year definition. Section 4 is a charging section. Important. Tomorrow's session will start with the charging section. These are only the 5 sections we have to learn in this chapter. But the remaining content also, tax rates and all the things also we can discuss. But today, maybe you can get one MCQ. Otherwise, we can't get. But try to revise every day. Half an hour is enough. Generally, from okay, if you are taking the group 3 entirely, morning to evening you have a classes. In evening time, if you are spending 1 hour or 2 hours, enough. So definitely, if we are planning for the classes also, okay, every day or Sunday or any other faculty are absent for that session, if they are taking the leave, that's in this classroom you can sit and you can read that all the things also as a revision. One more thing, sir, if you are not revising this content now, day before examination, you don't know anything about the notifications, circulars and all the things you can forget. But just one revision now, you can remember for 1 or 2 months also. Okay, any doubts up to now? We are not studied anything, that's why maybe you can't get any doubts. Remember the differentiations you have to remember. So I am asking only that rules as well as circulars differentiation is there or not? Yes. Both released by the one authority only, CBDT. But doubts, if anything is there, clarification can be done by the circulars. Okay, just for implementation of that section properly, they can give the what ma? Rules. Notification, nothing but, okay, some content they are given. Extra content can be given in the form of what ma? Notification. Act related notification, central government. Rules related notification, CBDT. So that's end for today's session. And one more thing, one more clarity I want to give it to all of you. So today DT is over and we have an SCM also, SCM and DM also. 4 to 6 we have 4:15, around 4:15 to 6 we have our SCM class. Tomorrow no classes are there. Day after tomorrow, I think Monday onwards, you will get 3 subjects, SFM, DT, SCM. July 1st onwards, we can add the law also. The more hours we can allocate for that SFM as well as SCM. They want 150 hours of the sessions. Remember one more thing. Sir, 150, 100 hours, 80 hours, 30 hours also we can teach them. 150 hours, it including that MCQs. Last 20 hours, every faculty will take that MCQ sessions only. 130 hours enough. And one more thing. Okay, I can complete direct taxation in 90 hours directly, I can complete. So, but I can't tell differentiation between the rules and notifications, Soundarya nursery case law, and what is a chapter introduction. These are all the things are not covered. Directly, I can start with the tax rates. Okay, so that things will not be worked out in the present examination trend. Okay, one more thing I want to tell you. SFM, SCM, DT, 150 hours, pakka. Okay, law around 100 to 120 hours. That is a theory. If your speed na, that can be completed within 10 hours more or less also okay, including MCQs. This is in group 3 related. So where face-to-face classes conducted, I think you have my WhatsApp number, ma. Message me in WhatsApp. I will share the location in SR Nagar, GVR complex, 3rd floor. Besides Woodby Hotel. GRR, ah? Okay. GRR. Okay. Besides Woodby Hotel, I will share the location and I will do a short video also regarding that. No problem. And everyday classes can be shuffled. Everyday morning almost SFM. The remaining time classes can be swapped. I will tell you that class timetable one day before. Okay. This is only today class. Tomorrow we can meet and directly we can start with the charging section for our Income Tax Act 1961. That is in 4 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 4. One is in short title, applicability, extent. Second, definitions. Third, previous year definition. Fourth, charging section. Thank you. Have a nice day. Enjoy this Sunday. So I think from my side, last Sunday for your enjoyment. Yes, definitely. Sorry? That is given by the High Court and Supreme Court. That's why district courts and district courts and magistrate courts, if any judgment is given, that is not a landmark judgment. So Tamil Nadu is also part of India. Okay. High Court and Supreme Court, if any judgments are given, that is some of the cases we can take it as a landmark judgment. We can apply as an whole India. Thank you.